Memphis, 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 nothing but Memphis.
Nothing but Memphis, Showboats, right here on the Captain's Log. I am your host, Brandon, aka the Captain, and let me tell you guys, it's good to be back. Okay, I'm sorry to all the Yacht Club faithful. I know I saw a couple comments on our YouTube channel saying, "Hey, where's the Cap?" Trying to see the Showboat season review, even though it was a disappointing season that did not end up the way we wanted. There were some positives we could have taken away from it. We had some good players. Our defense was killer. There's some changes that need to be made, but those are for later episodes once we get a little closer to season 3. Okay, so again, my apologies for not being here, but I'm so glad if you guys come back and decide to watch. So let's get right into it. This one's going to be the top 5 Showboats, in my opinion, that should get an NFL shot. But before that, we've had a little news happen in the Memphis Showboat world. We've had a little news happen over here at the USFL Network world. Now, the United Football Media. Okay, we've done our full rebrand. Everybody's got their cool logos and profile pictures and banners on Twitter. Still the same stuff you guys come to expect. We're still hitting the USFL hard. That's our bread and butter. Okay, that's what got us most of our fans in the first place. All this is just opening it up. All right, we can talk a little NFL. We can talk a little college, maybe a little more spring football, arena league, indoor, the other spring league, maybe. I don't know. That's not for me. I won't be covering it because it's enough doing the USFL alone. So anyway, Memphis Showboats Yacht Club, my people, listen up. Just saw a tweet come out 2 days ago, okay, from Matt Infeld at Matt_Infeld on Twitter. He is the sports anchor and reporter for WMC Action News 5 in Memphis. And he tweeted out that they can confirm the Memphis Showboats are set to play in Memphis through 2025. Okay, let's go, baby. The USFL has had a 3-year plan. Okay, they've always talked about this little 3-year plan. The first 3 years is all Fox. I think, Fox is just backing it all, paying up all the money for it, doing the broadcast, all that stuff. After year 3 is, I believe, when the USFL wants to start kind of, or not the USFL, but Fox kind of wants to get a little more hands off and kind of let things, I guess, develop naturally as they will. But this is one of the first times we've heard the league talking about year 4. Okay, so that's a good sign right there. Nice to hear that they're already, 2025 is already in the back of their mind. Season 3, they've got a lot of things to do. Hopefully we get a couple more cities, less hub, more home, obviously we all want some of that. But all in all, great to hear that the Showboats will be around in Memphis to build back up this fan base, get these folks out to the Liberty Bowl to see some good USFL football. Okay. You might have noticed your boy got a little bit of new merch too, huh? The little Showboat Skyline shirt from the USFL shop. We got the new era snapback from the USFL shop right here. Gonna be honest, probably one of the last times you might see me in this bad boy. This thing right here, man, this lid, this visor, it's a little too long for me. My head's already big enough. I feel like this adds a little bit more to my head, but it's a great hat, sweet design. Everything about the hat's nice. It's just my head that makes it look weird. Okay, so moving on. Showboats are locked in until 2025. Awesome. One other thing that happened, the USFL to NFL pipeline has opened up, and we're starting to see some guys trickle over there. At the time of recording, we just heard Davion Davis is going to the Cardinals, making him the 6th USFL player to jump to the NFL and have an opportunity there. And for the Showboats, so far we've had one player get some interest out there in the NFL streets. Defensive end defensive tackle in Jordan Williams. Dude was a first-year player this year for the Showboats. Had a couple sacks, had a couple injuries in the middle of the season. Got the first sack of the season for the Showboats against the Stars back in week 1. And he's a younger dude, got plenty of plenty of years ahead of him. And it's, that's the NFL game. The younger you are, the better chance you have. Jordan spent a year in the USFL, got to work out with the Browns. He didn't end up signing, but another USFLer did end up signing with the Browns. So good news there, bad news for us. But on the other side, we can also possibly keep Jordan Williams, which I'm also a fan of, but I'm a bigger fan of sending as many guys to the NFL as we can. So be sure to tune into my Twitter account. I got pretty much as soon as a Showboats name is mentioned on Twitter or mentioned about a workout, I'm on top of it. I got you guys. So be sure to be following me on there. And now let's get into it, man. Here's what we're here for. Let's talk about the 5 guys that I think deserve an NFL shot. No particular order. I just wrote out a list, and we're just going down the list. No particular order. Don't try to tell me I ranked these guys. I didn't rank them, okay? It's hard enough just picking 5 guys out of the 40 that are active every week. It's like someone's going to get shafted, all right? I'm sorry. Don't come at me, please. I did my best. All right. Well, first off, I think this one, he's my only offensive guy. So Derek Dillon for the Showboats out of LSU, 27 years old. He was the special team player of the year this year, put up 1,100 all-purpose yards, had 340 receiving yards, had a kickoff return for a touchdown. He averaged 32 yards per kickoff return and had the greatest play in USFL history, modern or prior, depending on what kind of plays you're a fan of. I'm a fan of big kickoff return plays, seeing a dude go from one side of the field to the other, juking guys, running away from guys, cutting guys. That's pretty exciting to me. And Derek Dillon did that this year with the 109-yard kick 6. Okay, the kicker missed the field goal. Derek catches it. I'm sure we've all seen the highlight. If you haven't, you need to go see it. My man's heel was right on the white line for the out of bounds, but he stays in, takes it to the house. The only thing with Derek, and it seems to be a trend with a lot of these USFL guys, it's the measurables, all those measurables that they talk about that you need to have as an NFL player. You got to be bigger, faster, stronger than everybody. Okay. It's the 1% of the 1%. Okay. Derek may not be bigger, faster, stronger than everybody. Okay. But these guys like Derek have to find different ways to win. So I like the craftiness. I like the swiftiness that Derek shows. The 27 years old is kind of working against him as well. It seems like that sweet spot for USFL guys is like 24, 25. For some reason, it seems like once you hit about 27, 28, especially into 30, NFL's not looking at you anymore, dog. It's tough. It sucks, but they're going to go pick up that young guy. Excuse me. They're going to go pick up that young guy for that rookie contract because that rookie minimum is cheaper than the veteran minimum. So the vets are always getting replaced by the young guys. That's how it goes. It's a young man's game anyway. So Derek Dillon, though, definitely deserves a shot, deserves to be in somebody's camp to just get there. That's all these guys want is just to get into camp, to show what they got. So that's all we want here. Excuse me. Next up, we've got Kyrie Woods. Okay. This dude, it was very, very unfortunate. Right at the end of the season, he suffers an injury, misses the last 2 games of the season with a concussion. He's out of San Diego State, 25 years old, so still pretty young. He had 2 interceptions and 18 tackles. Okay. Like I said, he missed the last 2 games. His stats aren't, wild and alarming stats or nothing like that. He's not the interception leader. But what teams realized is you ain't throwing to Kyrie Woods' side. Okay. It was Kyrie Island over there. The dude was the highest graded USFL player at one time. I think for most of the year, he was, if not the highest graded USFL player, according to PFF, he was like the second highest graded PFF player. At one point, he had a 92.0 PFF grade. They do theirs on like a 0 to 100 scale. So 92 out of 100. I mean, you tell me. Is that good? Is that good? You tell me. And Kyrie, let me see. Oh, here we go. For the first couple weeks, he wasn't eligible to be ranked on PFF but they were still kind of tracking him and whatnot. So let me read you real quick what PFF wrote about my guy. Because, PFF, they get into the analytics and the weeds, and they get so deep into stuff that it makes you think there's no way that's real. Is that real? And then they just make it sound so smart that you're like, I don't know. They're smarter than me, so I think it's real. So according to PFF, Ben Cooper, who does all the PFF for the USFL, he said there was no better coverage safety in the USFL this season than Kyrie Woods. He had 20 targets into his coverage. Of those, 13 were caught for just 80 yards. Okay, so you can catch it on Kyrie, but he's going to hit you immediately, and he's going to stop you for little to no gain. You're not getting no yak on Kyrie. He also had 2 interceptions, like I mentioned. He had the 2 interceptions and broke up another 2 passes. So out of 20 targets that went his way, 13 were caught, 2 were picked, 2 were batted away, 15, 17. And that means 3 others were drops maybe. But if we look at the film, I bet Kyrie did something to cause those drops. But I digress. Kyrie's a great candidate to get to the NFL, I believe. Absolutely love what that guy was doing. And then next up on the list, we've got Jeff McCulloch. Okay, Jeff McCulloch has played 2 years now in the USFL. He is 25 years old, out of the University of Texas. He put up 21 tackles, 3 sacks on the season. And for most of the season, according to PFF, he was also a highly graded player. He was in the top 5 PFF guys for the Showboats. I want to say about 6-7 straight weeks right at the end of the season, just rattled it off. And I think around week 4, week 5, he cracked the top 5 for the Boats and was in the top 5 for the Boats the rest of the season. Had a score anywhere from 83 to 88. His pass rushing grade at one point was the highest in the USFL with a 91 pass rushing grade. That whole Showboats defense was nice. They picked it up around week 4, week 5, and just went on a tear. Okay, Jeff McCulloch was a big part of that. Unfortunately, he also had to miss a couple games at the end of the year, which was just absolutely heartbreaking because we damn sure could have used that guy. And next up after Jeff, let me go to Greg Reeves. Greg Reeves, another linebacker here out of the University of South Florida, 26 years old, had 33 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and another guy that was just top 5 graded on the PFF thing every week. Again, another guy that didn't really get onto the list until week 5 or 6, and that defense came alive, and Greg Reeves was on there every week after that. At one point, he led the USFL in quarterback pressures in week 7, where he had racked up 31 quarterback pressures through the first 7 weeks. Pretty good. A lot of times these guys can't get those sacks, whether it's just these linemen are too good, linemen are holding, quarterback's release is too quick. So you really love those pressures. You love to see it. You just want to get bodies in front of the quarterback. Just throw off a little bit of his rhythm, throw off a little bit of something. Usually good things can happen for your defense. I think Greg, 26 years old, kind of getting closer to that older age. And it's wild that we talk about these guys getting older at 27 and 28, because here I am at 28, like, damn, I'm old too, I guess, huh? But Greg Reeves, I think, is a great candidate. And last but not least, give me Troy Warner, younger brother of 49ers linebacker Fred Warner. Troy is out of BYU, 25 years old, came to the USFL this year, and just led the Showboats in tackles. Had 73 tackles for the Boats, which was good enough for 6th overall in the whole USFL. So he was number 6, top 10 in tackles in the USFL. Go over to solo tackles. My man had 45 solo tackles, good enough for 3rd in the USFL. Had an interception, kind of plays like a safety hybrid linebacker, that kind of weird in-betweener position. The dude laid out some people. I remember a Breakers game in particular where they went for it on 4th down, and Troy just comes in and whops West Hills and stops them for like a 0-yard gain on like a 4th and 1 that the Boats really, really needed. So you would see Troy mostly on the depth chart, starting at free safety or that safety position in general, but you always kind of saw him hovering around the box. You know, he only got the 1 interception, but it seemed like he kind of patrolled that middle area of the field real well, kind of patrolled the flats good. Dude's a bruiser. Okay. He that Warner blood, they're doing something right in that family because these dudes can hit. Okay. And I think Troy could be a great, great asset on special teams. And that's also a big challenge for these guys this year as the NFL changed their special teams rules, like the kickoffs. You know, you can waive for a fair catch, and it's kind of like college rules where they'll just bring it out to the 25. It's kind of Mickey Mouse, you know, kind of lame. It's a 1-year trial, and I think it's going to hinder a lot of these USFL guys, unfortunately, because a lot of them make their money on special teams and being a special teamer. And now with the NFL kind of just pushing special teams to the side this year, going to be tougher for those kind of guys to make it. But let me give you my top 5 one more time. Derek Dillon, Kyrie Woods, Jeff McCulloch, Greg Reeves, and Troy Werner. NFL teams, I know nobody's watching, but maybe somebody that knows a scout at some other place just by chance watches this show and says, you know what? I like what that guy's saying. Let me go check out these guys' tape. Could you imagine? All right, guys. I'm gonna try to get back on here a little more consistently for you. Anytime some Showboats news drops, I'll try to get a video out for you, maybe a YouTube short or something. Okay, make sure you're still subscribing. I think we're so close to giving away this Cavante Turpin jersey. So keep subscribing to the channel. We're gonna have all kinds of new content coming out this summer. This fall, summer, fall. Yeah, this year. This year, we're going to have all kinds of content coming out. We got some college football podcasts cooking up. We got some NFL podcasts cooking up. All kinds of things going on right here at the United Football Media. Thank you guys for showing up, showing out. And as always, go Boats.